Amy, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Yeah, I want like, oh, that's the person that, yeah, they troll with a loud mic. We need that to be like taught to like every, like, so you know how like in Germany, like German citizens are like very conscious, like apart from AFD and whatnot, like the average German citizen, I believe, is like very conscious on the Holocaust and what it is, and it's even like a crime to lie about it, etc. And it is so like taught and ingrained in like every German about how bad the Holocaust was. Why are we not doing that with like the genocide of 56 million Native Americans? Wow, I'm surprised that's not a bigger issue. That blows my fucking mind. Hey Ben, you vote for Trump?
No, I'm from Israel, and I want to talk about. I want.
I don't even want to. I'm good. We're gonna move on to the next guest. I'm good, bro. Everybody just give us a minute, y'all. We were just looking for individuals that voted for Trump. Everybody just spam MAGA down below in that chat if you do want to join, y'all. We're going to move on to our next guest. We got Serena loading up in. Here we go, y'all. All right. Yo, Elise, thank you so much for the $2 on Venmo. It's because they tried to erase us in our history. I'm so sorry. If anyone would deny that, they're fucking stupid. Wow. All right, we got our next guest, Gorgeous, loading into the live. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody just do give us a minute. Yeah, according to Parker, it says 100 million. That is, wow. Hey, what's up, Gorgeous? Did you vote for Trump?
Yeah, and you know what? You're a racist pig. You have, we've got you where you were slurring, making slurs with the N word, when you were
Uh-huh.
younger. So, I hear you call people racist, but you're the racist little pig. You're a hypocrite, Dean.
Yeah.
You're a hypocrite.
Yeah,
So why do you
I
think
could
that you can get
unironically,
away with it? Once a
yeah.
racist, you're always a racist. That's why you and your four little buddies, it's all white boys. No black boys are allowed in your little white boy club, right?
Okay, first of all, I don't think the term like black boy is okay to use. Don't use that on my life. I just have a question, and this one question is going to silence the fuck out of you. I'm not even gonna lie. This one question will leave you gagged. This one question will expose the artificial outrage. This one question
You're a racist.
is the ender. Watch
You're a
this.
racist.
Watch
You're a
this.
racist little pig.
Here's the question.
You're a
Here's the
racist
question.
pig.
So before I even
Just
give you the
admit
question,
it. It's deep
I'm gonna
down in your.
one second. I hope you know how to unmute yourself. I honestly think there's a high potentiality that you're not gonna know how to unmute yourself. Here's the question. Oh, I guess there's three possible answers you're gonna give me. The first possible answer is you're just gonna sit there in silence and be gagged. The second possible answer is you're gonna give me a bad faith answer, such as once a racist, always a racist, nothing you can do to change. The third possible answer is just admitting that you're rage baiting and being honest with yourself and conceding. Let me get you unmuted before I ask this question. There we go. Here's the question. How do I stop being racist?
It comes from deep within. You have to start loving everyone, every race, creed, color, religion. You can't just hate one race.
Oh,
And you
okay. So in order to stop being racist, I
you need to love everyone.
must hold no bias against others on the basis of race, right?
Right.
What is your evidence that today I hold bias against others on the basis of race?
Because of your past.
However, something has happened in the last handful of years. Okay. So
What has happened?
from using slurs, right, at the age, at a younger age to where I sit today, I've done three things. I've changed my character. I've grown, for instance. I've held myself accountable, and I've apologized.
You're pretending because you like the money you make off of your little thing here, your little gig.
So the implication now is that I haven't done any of these three things, and it's all a grift. Okay, here's my refutation. If I just wanted to grift in politics to make money, why wouldn't I just become a Republican grifter? I wouldn't have destroyed my relationship with my brother, got kicked out. I wouldn't have isolated myself from half the people in my hometown. Every time I go to the gym, I wouldn't
Because
have
they would
super
call you
awkward
out. They know
conversations
that
with
they would
Republicans.
call you out because they know better. It's the Democrats that are the racist. They would call you out for being racist.
Oh!
You couldn't be a Republican. Because
Oh, wow.
and we would call
really?
you out.
That's your answer?
Yeah, we would call you out because we know better.
Wait. Let me get Parker up here to run this. I already know exactly what Parker wants
we
to
got
say.
Parker.
Parker's already the cue.
Salute. Throwing the salute. Yeah, we got him, so he ain't got nothing to say either. You boys think that you can just do whatever you want, and then, oh, well, we don't do that anymore. But
out of curiosity, since you're a Republican, hey, can you go ahead and call out Trump for denying housing applications to black people because
it wasn't him. It wasn't him. It was his dad. And he.
Okay, wait. Can you call out Trump for? Wait. We understanding that you're not willing to call him out. Okay, so now can you call him out for calling all black people lazy in 1991?
I didn't know he did that, but if he did, then yeah, I would. Can you pull that up?
Sure. Search up all the times Trump has never been racist by Hugh Jackman's On the Hill. It's posted on Google. I want you to say, if this is true, nobody should support Trump because he is a racist.
Well, then we can say the same thing about Biden when he says, if you don't vote for me, you're not mine.
Wait. Say it about both of them. Say that if that is true about Trump, nobody should support Trump because he's a racist, or nobody should support Biden.
If he's a racist, you're damn straight they shouldn't.
Can I respond to her real quick? Yeah. So you brought up the fact that like conservatives on X will like share around this like either photoshopped or out of context picture of me of like quote unquote.
It wasn't photoshopped. Stop it.
Of like me saluting, and I've never done this myself. So
we're doing it. So shut up.
Okay, are you okay? Are you okay? I've never done this myself. So like when I first
apologized.
I didn't apologize because I never did it, right? What I said on Twitter was that it was out of context. Now for me, it's either out of context or it's photoshopped. That's what it looks like, at least. Now I've never joked about this. I've never done that myself. So like I was honestly astounded when I first saw that because I thought it was like insane. Now I have a question. Would you condemn Elon Musk literally intentfully throwing the Nazi salute? Would you like to condemn him for doing that?
It out of context.
Jennifer with a $15 donation on PayPal saying have a good day. Let's get at least 150 W's for Jennifer in the chat. Thank you so much for the love, Jennifer.
That out of context. He was giving them his heart.
As well as Robin with a $5, Kaylee with a $5, Charles with a 1, Jesse with a 1, Amy with a 5, Elise with a 2, Victoria with a 5, and Allie with a 2. Thank you all
is
so very
it
much
possible you could make me big real quick so that I can show her?
You could have been giving your heart away too, but it's just not fair to say that he wasn't giving his heart away.
I promise you, I wasn't giving my heart away. I don't know what you're saying.
When you were doing the salute.
Hold on. Can I show you real quick?
Sure.
Can I show you real quick? This is him giving his heart out.
Yes.
Yeah? You agree this is him giving his heart out, right?
Yes.
Okay,
and then he threw the salute. Yes. There you go. Here's my heart. Take it to all of you. Not just here, we're in front of me. You all take it up there too. And you all take it back here too. Everyone take my heart. I love you. You all
I'm
up
so
there.
Sorry.
You
that
all
contrast makes it.
He said salute, by the way.
Yes. Now, was you throwing a Nazi salute, or were you just telling people you loved it?
I have a question. If you're okay with that action, it's just something kind. Would you turn your camera on and do it yourself?
Would I do it myself? I'm not giving my heart out to anyone right now.
Can you give your heart out to the crowd, please?
Yeah. It's just giving your heart out to the.
Here's how I do it.
Anybody. Yeah.
That's my heart out to the crowd.
Yeah,
I'll give my heart out to the crowd too.
Yeah, they do. They got different ways. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna show you
But
the
anyway,
picture.
you all cannot put anybody else down for things you've done in your past. If people can change, then why are you trying to hold people up to things if it's in their past? I don't understand.
Because they haven't changed, buddy. Give me an example of
So here, I'm
Donald
gonna
Trump
show the.
apologizing and holding himself accountable for any of the racist things he's ever done.
Hold on, I'm gonna show the image real quick. So this is the. Oh fuck! Here's the one that's been circulating around from conservatives. Okay, this is posted by older millennial. You can kind of see that it looks like edited. At least if you look at the picture on Twitter that I posted, it literally you can see below that it's like blurry underneath, and it also
No,
looks
that's
a
the
little
light
bit
in
like
your
not like
room.
how
That's
my
the
arm
light
is
in your
structured.
room, buddy. Yeah, no, that's the light in your living room. Don't. Yeah, that's smirk. You know it is.
Also,
That's
I
actually,
want to
that's
add
actually in my
some
old apartment.
because
That's
I actually like have some context about that picture that I don't even think I've shared with you before. So I actually remember like the first person that ever was showing this picture to anybody. I was there. It was a small live with like 10 people.
You see how it's
and
like
it
a little
was-
bit.
And it was a pro-life, anti-feminist debater that I know you have never met, never talked to, and are unaware of.
Does that look like my arm? Like, dude, seriously, look at that, dude. Why does my arm look like that?
Yeah, it's the angle. Yes, it's your arm. But you know you did it. Just apologize if that's what you meant. If you didn't mean it, then don't apologize.
Wait,
But-
Stefani! Thank you for
Yeah,
the
if you meant it,
$40
you-
donation on Venmo.
you
Shut
don't
up, Jill.
apologize.
Be
If you-
quiet,
if you-
Jill. I
if
need to
you're
thank
not-
Stefani with a
I'm
$40
not-
donation. Stefani says, thank you for mentioning natives. I am native, and I've been loud about it my entire life, but it means the world that you said something on such a big platform. Bro, that shit, it was fucked. We need to talk about that more. We really need to talk about that more. In fact, we're going to do that one of these days, because that was fucked. But I really appreciate you for the $40
Anyway,
donation.
you boys
Shut up,
and your
Jill.
little gang,
Shut up,
have
Jill.
a
Thank you for the
great
$40.
day.
Oh, you're
Okay?
running away. Quite frankly.
Is he actually running
Bye-bye.
away? Wait, hold up. Can I please finish explaining this to you real quick? Because I do think that like there's a clear delineation between these, right? Like that where we see with Elon Musk, he's like intentionally doing it, and we also have examples in the past of him actually giving his heart out, right? And it's not like the same type of movement. Whereas with me, right, like it obviously either looks edited or it's out of context. Like I don't joke about things like that. So like obviously like that's a ridiculous. Like I also posted, this is him. This is exactly like what you did.
Has
It's been waiting.
anybody asked him if that's what he did intentionally or if he
No.
was throwing his heart out?
Wasn't there also like
Or did he say,
tweet-
no, that was my Nazi salute and I salute Nazis? Why would he go over there and meet with them over there? I mean, I don't understand. Why would he go meet with people if he's a Nazi that would take him out in a heartbeat for even being in their area?
Listen. So I'm just saying that he intentfully did it. Whether or not you think he's a Nazi based upon that is a totally separate argument. I'm just arguing here that he intentfully did it. Do you agree with me that he at least intentfully did it?
Also, didn't he like send a tweet out about how like, oh, everybody telling Elon not to do a bad thing, and then Elon does the bad thing?
Yeah, he also supports, I'm pretty sure it's called the AfD in Germany, which is a far right German party.
Oh,
yeah.
you need to hear
Okay.
some of the.
What
Yeah.
about
So you
all
need to
these-
hear the
okay,
speech
what
that
about,
he gave. The AfD
Kamala
is
Harris?
really
Did you all
upholding the
condemn
traditional values
Did you
of Germany.
condemn Kamala Harris for doing it right here? Did you condemn Hillary Clinton for doing it? Did you condemn all them?
Again, listen. They're not intentfully saluting, right? Like,
Okay,
Elon
how do
Musk
you
was
know
intentfully saluting.
Elon is?
Look, they're waving. What you're bringing up is
Okay.
them waving.
Okay,
They're
then
waving.
Elon's
So-
waving too.
No, he's
So
not.
here's a,
Yeah, you
I
guys
just want to
always
butt
take
in
up
here.
for the Democrats.
So the really bad thing
They
is
can't
when you
do no wrong.
hey. So the really bad thing is
This
when
is
you
waving.
play.
Okay.
The really-
okay, and then look, you guys. I guess it's a bad thing that Elon's finding over
Guys.
$40 billion in waste
Jill.
right now too. That's a bad thing,
Jill,
ain't it?
Jill, the really
Oh yeah,
bad
just smile,
Jill,
just smile,
Jill.
smile.
Oh, my
You're on
God.
candid camera, you buttholes.
The really bad thing is when you actually play the clips of Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, Taylor Swift, where they all look like they're doing something such as a salute. When you play those clips, then you compare
it
it
just
to
looks
Elon
like
Musk. So, yeah, that's what you see when you play the full clips. Like for instance, that one of Kamala Harris, it literally shows her in the video saying, "Bye guys," she waves over there, she waves over there, and then when she waves to the people right in front of her, the still frame from the side is what you're showing. Right? Meanwhile, Elon Musk straight up pounds the chest, throws it up at the angle.
Yes,
That's
I
the
love you all.
difference.
All of you. I love America. I love what America's done for
Also,
me.
yo, Muriel, thank you for the $25 donation on Venmo. Saying thanks for
thank
the
you.
misinformation.
Hey.
I appreciate that, Muriel. That is
Hey,
M-U-R-I-E-L.
I've
Thank you
got
for the
I got a good name.
$25.
No, thank you for
I
the
got a
dollars.
good name for your old show.
Andrew, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much.
Begging for bucks. You can
Hey,
name your show that.
hey, Dean, can you add me on my iPad real quick? I'm about to join on my iPad.
Dave,
Yeah, for sure.
begging for bucks. I'm going to name your all show that.
I don't beg for money, Jill.
Begging for bucks.
Oh wait, yo, Kalia with a $50 donation on Venmo. Oh my gosh. Fuck.
Oh, look
Bell
at
with
the
a dinosaur.
dinosaur.
Oh, you're crashing out. Well, Kalia
happy
says, thank you for all the
for you.
hard work. Love watching you guys school
I'm
mag every
happy
day.
for you. You're
That is
able to grift off of ignorance.
K-E-I-L-A. What?
I'm happy you're able to grift off of people's ignorance. I am happy for you.
Oh,
That's smart.
no. You
That's
think that
pretty
everybody
smart.
that supports us is like ignorant and we're grifting
That's
off of that?
pretty smart.
Well,
That
I
is
would like to
pretty
thank
smart,
Lydia
dude.
with a $5 donation on PayPal. I appreciate you for letting me grift. I have a question. Do you think everybody that donates is a victim of a scam because I'm grifting off of their ignorance?
I do.
Do you care about scam victims?
I do, but hey,
Okay,
it's
now
so
let me
ignorant.
speak.
If they're willfully
So
ignorant,
you
I
said
can't
that
do
you
nothing for them.
so you said that you care about scam victims. So Aubrey, actually, we'll just use
right here.
John Z. We'll just use John Z. Ann for instance. So John Z. Ann just Venmoed me $1. Because John Z. Ann is a victim of a scam, I was wondering if you would be willing to actually donate John Z. Ann $1 back. You know, recompensate them for getting scammed.
Not because that's his ignorance. I'm not gonna.
Oh my God! Wait, how ignorant is Lark? Lark, you are so ignorant. Oh my gosh, Lark with a $60 donation on Venmo. You are so
making
fucking
you a lot
ignorant.
of
Thank
money.
you so much.
Hey, you know what? I
their
do this
ignorance
on-
is. I want to see at least a trillion W's for Lark in the comment section
Lark!
for being so ignorant. Thank you so much for the
Lark,
love,
Lark,
as well as
Lark.
Thomas with a $15 on Venmo for the scam, and Alex with a $10 on Venmo for the scam.
Dean, I can
Snell with a
make you rich.
$5 on PayPal for the scam. Maylee with a $5 on Venmo for the scam, and Melody with a $50 donation on PayPal for the scam.
look what
I
I
want to
made
see at
you
least
just since I came on
500
here,
big
Dean.
W's from Melanie in the chat.
Look how much money I've made you just since I've been on here. You've
Yeah,
made some
yeah,
big bucks. I do
yeah.
that
Hey,
for Ethan
you haven't
too.
made me
I
a
do
single
that for
thing. I don't want to
Ethan
hear
as
it.
well.
You haven't
Wait,
made
wait.
me anything. I don't want to hear
Wait,
it.
you didn't make either. us a
Okay, you
single
guys,
dime.
come
Go
on.
ahead
Let's
and see how
get
much
Dean some
you get
money. Let's
donated.
go. Get Dean some money, you guys. Don't just sit there and give it to. Parker.
This
Give
is
Parker
so
some
cringe.
money.
This
Get
cringe.
split it
Stop
with
it.
Parker. Come on, let's go.
John,
Let's see
thank you
what
for
we
the
can do
dollar
for
Venmo.
Parker. Here we go, Parker. Look it up. Up. Let's go. Come on, you guys. Do not leave Parker out.
Hey,
Let's
can you
go.
stop? Sorry, that's like really gross.
Hey, you guys like money. You do this for that reason.
Okay, if I did this for money, would that
There you
imply
go.
that I
Look
would-
at there, Dean. You're going up now, honey. Give him
Maze,
some
thank
money.
you so much for the $20. Thank you so much, Maze.
You guys give Dean money. That way he gets it all instead of TikTok getting some.
Hey, if I
Give him your
if I,
Venmo information or whatever.
hey
PayPal.
Jill,
Dean.
if I did this for money, would that imply that I wouldn't do this if I didn't make money?
I don't believe you would. I
question
don't
for
believe
you.
you would waste your time here
Question.
all day long not making money. No, I don't believe you would.
Cool. Got a question for you. Why'd I start doing this then? Because when I started
Because you
doing
wanted
this, I had
money.
viewers and made-
You wanted to
But when
make
I
money.
start- But when I started doing this, I made no money.
But
Belle,
you
thank you for the
continued.
meteor
So
shower. Thank you for the love.
Then when you started making money, you continued. You did not stop. You went full
But why did
force
I do
then.
it at all when I didn't make any
And
money?
then you
didn't
started
plan on
throwing
buying
up your PayPal. Hey, you know what? Go ahead and pay me PayPal, Venmo. You
Kaylee,
know?
thank you so much for the $5. Junior, thank you for the $3.
Hey, Darius, thank you for the $10 donation of Venmo, saying I want her to explain how I'm ignorant when I hold 3 law degrees at 23. What the fuck, Darius? That's crazy. That is a crazy accomplishment.
Seriously.
Lyric, thank you for the $5, and Oscar, thank you for the $5.
Well, daggone. What was his name?
And also, I just want to let you know, gorgeous me, that this whole platform of quote unquote making money here on TikTok didn't exist when I first started. It was literally just like I just debated people for fun for hours every single day because I loved it. I actually used to just go on Omegle and debate random people about the election, ask them Biden or Trump, and then debate them. right, on Omegle for literally no money. So, I mean,
Okay.
you say, oh, you only do this for money or you only do this for the
Are
grift.
you
Well, I've
doing
been
it
doing
still?
this for
Are
years
you
while
still
making
going
no
over there and
money.
doing it for free? Are you still doing it for free? That's all I have to ask.
Yeah,
Are you
there are
still
plenty of
doing it?
times where I debate for
Okay.
free.
Okay, gotcha.
And
Who
Kaden, thank you
was
for the
the guy
dollar for
who said
stop scamming
they
me.
had three
And
law
Erica, thank you
degrees?
for the $3 for the grift. Thank you so much. I appreciate
Who
it.
was the guy who said he had
Hey,
3 law degrees?
hey, I got a
At
question.
23?
Darius.
Darius, I bet he's got proof of that too, don't he?
Will, thank you for the $10 of him. Oh, wow, that one really pissed you off. Hey, I got a question. What do you do to a soccer ball?
Olivia, thank you for the $5 for the grift.
I
What do you, what do you,
kick it
what do
between your legs. Hard.
that was mean. You just had to say kick. You didn't have to apply that second part. That was, you took that one a little far, Jill. That was,
Hannah, thank you so much for the dollar. And Katrina, thank you so much for the dollar for the scam with my master's degree. For real.
that one was a little far, man. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, Iron. Thank you for the $10 donation on Venmo for the grift. Iron, show some love to Iron down below in that chat.
And Junior, thank you for the $3. Thank you so much, Junior.
Jay,
And then Muriel, thank you so much. I appreciate the $25. Thank you so much for no more scams and misinformation, please. Thank you. And Joe, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much for you still debate for free. People choose to donate to you. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next guest, guys. Make sure if you are in that queue that you voted for Chomp.
And look, my dog's in my room with me. She's
Very
laying on
cute.
the ground right there.
We actually heard you talking to Leah in the background there. I muted you in case like you didn't know that you were on air, but
No, I had no clue. I was just talking to Leah, so I don't mind. I was having her move because she was in front of like the thing right behind me. I didn't want in case it falls, which I just have like this irrational fear that it's gonna fall, which it's not.
Oh
going
yeah,
to.
you always have that. I mean, to be fair, it doesn't look like you should be able to stand up. Hey, one moment, man. Joe, thank you for the $20 donation on PayPal, and Thomas with a $20 donation on Venmo, saying, "Tell that individual that this computer science grad that is also defending this nation is not ignorant." Deadass. Joe and Thomas, I appreciate both of you for the $20 donations. I want to see a lot of love for Joe and Thomas down below in that comment section. Then Sean with a dollar on Venmo saying, "Tell Parker his haircut is handsome." What is up, Kafo? You vote for Trump?
I just want to say I love you as I do, and love from Ireland and love from Dublin. That's all.
Appreciate it.
Okay, bye. Thank you. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go.
One thing I love about haircuts is that my hair's short. It's so much easier to like get through the shower. Like, bro, the hair being long is rough.
It's
Hair
almost
being
just,
long, it takes so much longer to like dry and like deal with stuff.
it's also just easier to style and whatnot. I need to go get a haircut. I'm really bad at getting haircuts. I am really bad. But I actually found a barber in my town.
I want to know how it smells. Ask Dean. Mommy asked.
What the fuck? Like if I ever end up like, making it big time and like doing a tour or something, I am going to pay this barber, all right, like the top dollar to travel with me. He is such a G. He is like so good at what he does. And this barber will be traveling with me.
Molly, Luna, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much, and Amber, thank you for the dollar. By the way, everyone, if you want to fund my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, link tree in the bio, make sure to do that instead of just assuming it's Parker get a job, because there are a lot of people that try to, act like they're me.
Yeah, that's why it says on the phone screen, double check your spelling. Always go through the link in the bio. If you don't, just make sure that you're spelling it right. There's like a good 40 people that get scammed per day on Venmo and PayPal with people operating under my name. And like,
Yeah, and my names aren't all Parker get a job too. I should have done that from the beginning. I'm such an idiot.
And like, I hate it so much. I actually got a Venmo rep on the phone, and even they couldn't really help me. Very unfortunate. We got our next guest loading in. Here we go, guys. Give us a minute. Hey, you vote for Trump?
Yep.
Then change that profile picture. Dexter Morgan is not for you. That dude's lived out. He would never support Trump in a billion years.
Bro, you fit the code, man.
I fit the
Bro,
code?
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Wait,
Yeah,
how
you
so?
fit
How
the-
does he fit the code?
What?
Do you even understand the code?
Yeah.
How do you?
You know who actually does meet the code? Donald Trump.
Be careful with that.
Well, it's Dexter. It's not me.
I know.
I don't have to be careful with anything. It's literally a TV show.
Maybe I'm just like over concerned of how
I think
the-
you
the
are over
secrets-
concerned.
The Secret Service show up at my door.
If they show up at my door, that's a viral video waiting to happen. I'm gonna instantly start recording. Secret Service is at my doorstep because I said that he meets Dexter's code. Like what, dude?
Jaden, you vote for Trump?
You and Parker say based a lot. Do you even know where that word derives from?
No.
Jesus. Lil B, bro.
Do you think you can? Do you think terms are only like used based upon their etymology? Like that's
No, but
really
like
weird.
you're using a word. No, I'm just saying you're using a word where you don't even know where it comes from, bro.
I don't need to know the etymology of a word in order to use the word. Why do I have to know the etymology of a word to know what it's
I know,
used in
but
this
it's just like
context?
lame, like saying a word that you've just heard on TikTok, like you don't actually know the word, bro.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Everything is just a word we heard in
Like
society. Are you
based.
okay?
Like based.
Are you okay?
You don't even know
Are you
based.
okay? Every single word I've ever used
I'm
in my life is a
okay.
word. Every single word I've used in my life is a word I've
I
heard from other
know,
people.
but you
know that,
don't
right?
know where it comes from.
I don't
Like
know
you
where
don't
every
know
word
based, bro.
every single word I just said in the sentence I just said, I don't know where that comes from.
Hey, wait,
You
Why are
fucking
you so
moron.
mad? You don't know what based
Hey,
Because
wait,
it's
wait,
stupid.
wait,
It's really
wait,
stupid
Jaden.
what you're saying.
Jaden,
It sounds
It's
like you're
not
purposefully
stupid. You're
being
saying a
disingenuous.
word you don't even
wait,
know it, bro.
I have a question. I just want to ask you a question. Are you a man or a
Yes.
woman?
I'm on my boyfriend's account. I'm a woman.
Okay. Where does the word woman come from?
Listen,
Rough.
it's a
rough.
slang from
Cooked,
it's slang
cooked.
from 4chan, and it's
Cooked.
alt-right language. Do you know that?
Cooked. You got cooked. You got
Beast is
cooked.
alt-right.
You
Do you
got
know
totally
that?
cooked. You got
How
totally
is that
cooked.
cooked?
Well, because you
Do
just said that you had to know like
do
where the
well,
word
do
came
you
from, but
do
then
you at
apparently you
least
didn't
know
know where
that
woman
based
came
is
from.
alt-right
You didn't. Do you know
language?
where the word man comes from?
It's slang. I'm talking about
No,
slang.
you have no clue. You have no clue. So then what the hell is your problem? Get the fuck off the live. What are you saying? I don't give a shit. I don't care if it was used by right-wing communities. We should take that
Why are
word
you
and we
so
should
mad, bro?
I'm responding. You're just saying I'm mad because I'm responding to you. Bro, what?
Yeah, let's take that word and let's make the word based again. How about that?
Can we make it based and like, not let them use the word, like that?
Yeah. By the way, also, like, I just want to put it out there, like the alt-right pipeline, they don't create these things. They just steal it from other people. You know what I mean? Like that's like the whole like conquest of the alt-right is to take things, word, phrases, symbols from like virtuous usages and like they colonialize language and symbols like for instance the fucking the swastika that comes from like what is it I forget the specific origins of the swastika. I don't want to repeat the Buddhism, right? Now of course I think that I personally would never use the swastika just because of its association. But just the point is that these alt-right communities just like colonialize like things, words, phrases, and symbols, all of the time, all of the fucking time. Most recently they've also done it with like Pepe. Has anyone seen that? Like I'm sure that there's people in here that are a bit older than me that remember when like Pepe was just like a general meme used by people. And now like the alt-right communities have taken Pepe and it's like the symbol of racism, alt-right extremism, etc. Same thing with like Doge now too. That's been a recent development.
Also, this is important context. Andrew, think of the $5 for ask her the etymology of the lol, and then Maze, think of the dollar. They said based comes from the slang basehead, a term from the 1980s to describe people addicted to like some type of freebasing, like a snowflake. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's up, MN? Did you vote for Trump?
I did, yeah.
How old are you?
25.
Is that your profile picture unironically? Like, do you think you're the Joker?
No, I just like the Joker.
Nicole, thank you so much for the $1. I appreciate it. And Amber, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much.
You don't fuck with the Joker?
I'm confused what you mean, Amber. They said they sent you. Amber sent you a message a few times.
Okay, I'll look for it.
on either Venmo or PayPal.
I actually am like a pretty big fan of like the Joker movies. But like it's so cringe to use it as your profile picture. But that aside, why did you vote for Trump?
Because most of my family did, and I did for that reason.
Okay.
Sorry,
I'll
there's
respond.
just nothing. Oh, okay.
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 Go ahead.
All right.
No,
No, but I like Trump. There's some things that I don't like. So, for instance, like the things
his
you're saying
bio
about
says
the
Sydney, so.
Nah. Moving on to the next guys. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and
Madison, thank you
gentlemen.
for the $5. Thank you so much, Madison.
Caitlin, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. Madison with the $5, and Queen with the $5 as well. Thank you.
Oh, Dean, I was gonna ask you, how do I get rid of the STBY thing at the bottom left?
STB. Oh, standby. Yeah, you gotta go into your camera settings and then set clear HDMI to on. I could show you after the stream.
Okay, bet.
All right, everybody. Actually, I might even just be able to send you a YouTube tutorial right now. Everybody, do just give us. Actually, if you want to get a guest up in here, I could do that.
No, it's fine. I'll figure it out.
Emily, thank you for the $2 I've about. What's up? Did you vote for Trump?
Hi, can you tell my husband Chris that our wedding is coming up soon? He won't text me back. And I know he's your friend. Yeah. Our wedding's coming up next Tuesday. And he's hot. Can you tell him for me? Back on Instagram, maybe.
Why do you do this to yourself?
Me? I'm in love with him. Like I told my mom about it.
Yeah. Tell us about this. How are you in love with him?
I don't know. I just dream
Oh,
about
wait.
it.
First, how old are you?
I'm 20.
What year were you born in?
2004.
Continue.
He's just hot. I don't know what else to say. And I want him to text me back.
You found his number?
No, I wish.
Then how can he text you back if you haven't texted
Well, I
him?
texted him on Instagram.
Oh, okay. So you want us to tell him to check his Instagram DMs?
Yes, and I want him so bad. Just tell him. I love him.
Okay, I'll make sure to let him know that.
Yeah, I cash apped him, or I didn't cash app him because it's shut down or whatever. But I sent him $50. That's how much I love him. And I barely have enough for toilet paper. So tell him I love him.
Okay. You should probably prioritize the toilet paper, but I would say, I'll let him know. I'll make sure to inform him.
And I hope he texts me back because I'd probably pass out.
Okay, I got you.
All right, thank you. Okay.
I thought Dean was kicking her, and we just sat there in silence. We're like, dude, I'm sorry, I woke up
guys.
Leah. No, I'm so sorry, Leah.
I dropped the ball. I was texting Chris. I told Chris to pull through to the live, but.
Oh shit.
We're gonna get that next guest up in here, guys. Everyone, just give us a minute here. He's on Twitch. Oh, nice. Told him to pull through.
I'm so sorry, Leah. Oh, she's so cute.
Guys, spam MAGA down below in that chat if you want to pull up to the stream and debate. Just currently looking on that next guest. We have been live for about 3 hours. I think I'm going to go for about another 30 minutes here. Then I'm going to get off for the day. I have quite a lot of things to do. A lot of things to do in very little time.
Quite a lot.
Yeah, I got to like build a bunch for the studio. Maybe I
Really?
could even like
What do you gotta
live
build?
stream a whole fucking like counter thing and then some floating shelves. So I got it all in. That's actually gonna be my.
Do a Twitch stream.
Yeah, should I just like stream that on Twitch?
You know how Chris streams himself cooking? You could
Yeah,
probably just stream yourself doing that if you want to do it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Cause I'll be on for a minute. I mean, can I hypothetically?
I mean,
just
I'll be
also
doing
do-
debates, so.
Can I also just do like a YouTube stream or some shit?
Yeah, I mean, you can. My point would be is that I would guess because it's not related to the rest of your content that's going to be on YouTube, it might not be good for the algorithm on YouTube going into it. But I mean, you do what you want. That's why I go on Twitch and I do Fortnite streams and stuff. Like last night, I went on Twitch and did Fortnite stream.
Is that how YouTube's algorithm is built? Like, if
I
for
think so.
instance,
I think so, at least. So I would just not risk it. I'm not quite sure how the YouTube algorithm works in that respect enough, but you could maybe even do Instagram. Like you might like Instagram more actually.
Oh, yeah, I got my ability back to go live on Instagram.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, one moment, Tanner. So, by the way, I was meaning to talk to the chat about this because it's fucking crazy. So, for the last 5 months, I have had access to my Instagram account restricted.
Oh,
so
okay.
I literally had a
Should get
pop-up warning on my Instagram that said that my account is not findable in the algorithm and search. You can't find my Instagram anywhere. And I was back and forth with support for like ever about this, and then I finally just got so fucking pissed that I posted a screenshot of it on my Instagram story, and then less than 30 minutes later, it was all fixed. All I did was I posted about it on my story and made a tweet, and then it was all fixed. And the funny thing is, I've been limited from so much growth on the platform. I have gained 20,000 followers in the last 48 hours just because I no longer have any restrictions on my account. Fucking, like, it's crazy, man. It is so crazy. Like, if I never got the restriction on my account in the first place, I'd probably be close to 1 million followers on Instagram right now. Tanner, you vote for Trump?
Not on this topic, but I got another question. You guys watched that?
Unfortunately, we are only looking to debate individuals that did vote for Trump. I do apologize. We're going to go to get that next guest up in here, y'all. We got Jordan loading into the live. What's my IG? So actually, my Instagram is the same as my Venmo and the PayPal. Would you actually help us get our next guest up here? Everybody just do give us a minute. Yo, Zoe, thank you for the $10 donation on Venmo, saying, can I build on stream while Parker debates? If not, you guys could start streaming Subway Surfers. Yeah, I'm considering building on stream. I don't know. Maybe I might not. We'll see. If I did, I might even just go live on like on here, but on another account. Yo, Skylar with the $10 donation on PayPal. Bro, dude, this is the Chris person. Please tell him my Instagram is redacted and our wedding is next Tuesday. Bro,
She already has it planned and set up. Holland, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. They just started impeachment proceedings. Great. That's amazing. Saru, thank you for the $2. My dog already left. Milo, thank you so much. I appreciate the dollar. Thank you. I typically don't accept people from people's guest requests from who send me Venmos, Cash Apps, and PayPals. All right, let's get this next person up here. Only send a guest request if you did vote Trump. You know, yesterday I had like 70% on 40 on my first one, 70% on my second one, and then 55% on the third one.
What the fuck? That's weird. I've noticed that things have declined a little bit. What's up, Maxim? You vote for Trump? No. You know what? Another crazy thing. I actually did just send Chris that her Instagram. Like she demonstrated initiative and drive. So how could
you're gonna incentivize other people to do that? I'm just letting you know.
Okay, maybe not that. Maybe not that.
Yeah, if someone else does the same thing, I just don't do it. You know, because that's what you do. Is people see that and they're like, you know what? I can get in contact with Chris if I do this. You know?
Yeah, bad move. So I was actually just kidding. I didn't actually do that as a joke.
Hello?
No. Hey, what's up? You vote for Trump?
Hey, I'm so sorry. I just love you guys. I'm so sorry. Bye. I love you. Bye. Bye.
Hello, did you vote for Trump?
I did, and I regret it.
Oh, you regret it? Well, base man, you've already done the work that we want you to do on your own, and we could appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yo, Parker, you honestly want to head over to your live? I'm not having any luck with these guests, man.
You want to keep trying for a little bit longer so I can eat a little bit?
Sure. Crest just responded and said, I do not know that human. That is such a Chris response.
I can hear Chris in his head. We live.
Yeah,
in a society.
that is like such a Chris response. That is like a classic Chris response. Classic Chris. Oh, they're gone. Okay, Matt, we're just still trying to find a debate.
Gotta
We're
love
not
Chris.
having
Gotta
any
love
luck.
Chris. All right. Oh, actually, you know what? I have one thing I got to do real quick.
People in the chat are spamming Ultra MAGA. I think the catchphrase Ultra MAGA is so fucking funny. That is like the funniest thing ever. Ultra MAGA. That's crazy.
When I see Ultra MAGA, I think of like a good portion of the people we talked to at the rally. You know, like the guy who was like called you a communist. Ultra MAGA.
Dude, he was Ultra MAGA.
He was Ultra MAGA.
That was crazy. I've never met someone so Ultra MAGA.
Someone said Magatron.
Dude, that guy had the Trump shirt on, a Trump hat on. Fuck, he probably even had the sneakers. And then he had the Trump flag on his back. He was like, "You fucking communist! You're a socialist, aren't you?" Oh my god.
Oh my god, we should have gone to more rallies. That was so fucking fun. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Some of the people at the rallies are crazier than the people we talked to in the debates. Like, I'm not
for
trolling.
sure. Do you remember like that one individual that we got but like
we didn't get on camera?
Because you weren't recording.
Yes, because I accidentally stopped the recording. Dude, that would have been so funny. Oh my gosh, that clip was so fucking good, dude. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that was crazy. That one was nuts, dude.
Andrew, thank you so much for the $2.
Yeah, so like
Ultra MAGA is some cringe thing Elon would say. So real.
I am Ultra MAGA.
Yeah, I feel like you could meme the Elon Musk thing when he says he's dark MAGA and then just put Ultra there and like meme it.
Oh fuck, man. All right, I'm no longer having fun.
I'm sorry. I'll help you get someone up so that we can get someone up while I eat and do this.
Yeah,
I'm just like
this
talking to you
sucks.
because I was thinking about that. I apologize.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. All right. This is what happened to me yesterday, dude.
It happens. It happens.
Maybe it's me.
Maybe so. It's all your fault, Parker.
My existence has killed the stream. Yo, Jeffrey, did you vote Trump?
I did. Dual citizen here, Canada and United States.
You voted for
Wait.
yeah,
dude, Jeffrey, come on. Wait, you
shot
voted for a
yourself
guy
in the
that
foot.
says he might use economic sanctions to annex Canada? You're not
Absolutely.
going to be a dual citizen then.
Absolutely.
You want Trump to annex Canada?
Have you seen how Canada's run? I live in both places 6 months a year.
I have a question. Do you think that the people of Canada have a right to self-determination?
The people of Canada actually also agree with Trump. I know so many people that are also would vote for Trump if it was
What percent of Canadians want to join the United States?
everywhere west of Ontario.
No, I don't want to hear everywhere geographically speaking because there's a
Manitoba,
hell of a lot of
Regina,
people.
Saskatchewan.
I just want to let you know, land doesn't vote, people do. So I'm asking you, what percent of people specifically?
I
right?
would say a solid 20 or 30% of Canada disagrees with what goes on in Canada.
Wait, so then that's not enough to like annex a region.
It doesn't.
What the fuck?
I'm not talking about annexing Canada.
That's what Trump is talking about. Trump is talking about making them the 51st state. What the hell are you talking about? You voted for a guy that is going to annex your home country.
So what? It needs to be done.
What do you mean? Most Canadians don't agree.
Have you ever been to Canada?
Most Canadians don't agree. I don't have to go to Canada to know that most Canadians don't agree.
Most Canadians can't even afford to live.
What? Wait,
Most Canadians can't even afford to live.
Wait, based on what measure?
Everything. The lack of jobs, the lack of support from the government, the lack of everything that they have.
Lack of support from the government.
Absolutely.
Who are you voting for in the next Canadian election?
Pierre.
Yeah, he's gonna cause there to be less help from the government. So good
But
fucking
no-
job, Jeffrey. You voted for a guy that's gonna cut social programs. You said
No.
the government isn't showing up enough, and then you're gonna vote for a guy to cut the government. What the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about, Jeff? You voted for PP.
Wow.
Oh, you're gonna vote for PP. Sorry.
Absolutely.
So you want more financial hard struggles?
If that's what it takes to get both countries going right at,
Dude, he's like people can't afford things. Let's make it worse.
sometimes you got to
Let's
make
make
it worse
it so
to
that
make
the
it better,
government
no?
helps them
You gotta
less.
no, you got to make it worse to make it better sometimes.
What does that even mean?
Sometimes you need to make things
Jeffrey, can you tell me one policy? Can you tell me one policy that PP supports that you like?
Immigration.
One policy. That's a goal. Or that's a topic. Sorry.
It's not even a goal. It's just
Not even a goal. It's
fucking
a
word.
topic. It's a
Yeah.
topic. What about it?
Like, what do you mean?
What about immigration?
Dude, yeah, imagine if you asked me for one Biden policy I liked, and I was just like, economy!
Economy. Climate change.
Climate change!
The action
Yeah,
would
because
make
we're
more
really
sense.
because we're really making that change, right?
So can you name a
Yes,
policy?
we actually are making the climate change.
Yeah, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that guy's very intelligent.
Why do people like that exist? It takes what's holding them back from being rational, you know? We're gonna move on to the next guest. Dude, Jill's back in the queue. Jill, leave. We have no more time for you. Quite frankly, there's no space for you on the live. Thank you very much. Hello, Ashley. Did you vote for Trump? Ashley! Okay, Ashley.
Someone said is PP equivalent to Trump? No. No. Like I think there's a distinction how bad they are, for sure.
I know nothing about PP.
Not as bad as Trump, but not good. Like bad. Still really bad.
See,
You know?
Let me guess.
But
Does he
like-
still
but
support
like-
universal health care?
I'm pretty sure he's not even advocating against the healthcare system. So I'd have to check though. That's at least what I've heard from Canadians. So I could be mistaken. That's what the guy at Jubilee told me. Remember who was Canadian?
Oh yeah. Hey Jay, you vote for Trump?
I did not. I just want to say y'all are doing God's work.
I appreciate that, Jay.
He might want to privatize it. I don't know. I'll have to see.
Bro,
I could be wrong though.
going back on universal health care is fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy.
You know,
PP
like
is such a funny name acronym. I know, right?
I saw
PP
like
has no policy.
I saw like one post that was from a Trumper that was like, "Oh, name one category that Canada outperforms America in," and like someone replied to it. It was like average lifespan, and then, like the average Canadian lives for like 10 to 15 years longer than the average American. What's up, Gizmo? You vote for Trump?
I did.
You did. Why did you vote for the worst presidential candidate of your life?
Wouldn't call him that.
I would.
His policies, mainly with immigration and economics, you know.
Okay, I have a hard question for you. Name one policy that he wants to influence to get passed through Congress that will serve as a long-term solution for the southern border.
You want names?
Yeah.
Well, the shit he just did with ICE is pretty cool.
He wants to get rid of pharmacare. Sorry, I don't know why I just randomly decided to like look into that.
So what does he want to use ICE to do as a long-term solution for the southern border?
So basically, just take out like illegals.
Okay, so mass deportation of undocumented migrants is an immigration policy for sure. However, I asked you
Undocumented
specifically
migrants are
for-
illegals, are they not?
So I don't believe that we should use the term illegals.
But they're technically illegal, are they not?
Based upon the way that you define the term illegal, you're like, yes, your definition of the term illegal would fit to undocumented migrants. However, this is like a white supremacist saying that they define the N-word as a black person. So technically, black people are N-words. Okay, like, get a fucking...
Yeah, all right, bro. I see what you mean there. I see what you mean there.
No,
Continue.
do you have a rebuttal there, or?
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, all I've seen is arrests being made on, like, criminals type shit.
So they want to do a mass deportation of all 20 million undocumented migrants in the country. So
Well, all
I asked
20
you
million,
for-
I don't know about that.
I asked you for an immigration policy for the southern border. Do you want to talk about mass deportation, because we could do that instead?
Nah, let's talk about Palestine, bro.
Would you ever support ethnic cleansing?
All right, so I've been on this live for a couple
Okay,
hours.
thank you for the $5
No,
and
no, 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 no,
55 cents.
yo,
I'll
yo,
PayPal. Appreciate
yo.
you for the love. Okay.
Allison, thank you for the dollars.
No,
and
I
50
would
cents.
not
Thank you.
support ethnic cleansing. No, bro.
Okay, so then you
Damn.
obviously don't support Trump's policy in foreign affairs, right?
But it's not. See, like.
Yeah, run it. Let me hear it. Come
All right,
on,
so
please. This is the easiest argument that I could ever make known to mankind. Tell me your thoughts, and I'll make you look stupid.
Here's my point: is there's no plausible deniability with Trump. He explicitly came out and called for the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians. He explicitly said he wants them to be. No,
I mean, I know
permanently.
Not a,
wait. Does he think that they should permanently go out of Gaza?
I'm pretty sure he said temporarily.
No, he said permanently. That's
where is that? I'm fairly certain he said temporarily. Maybe longer.
The only context he said in which there would be some Palestinians living within Gaza is that everyone around the world would be living. He wants to like completely flatten it, replace it. He said that it would make no sense that they would want to go back there and live there. That they can go to Egypt and Jordan. Go ahead, Dean.
We don't even need to be having this debate. The reason I say we don't need to be having this debate is because we could agree that Jewish individuals were ethnically cleansed from Germany, right?
Yeah, of course.
Were they permanently ethnically cleansed or temporarily?
I don't think they came back, so permanently.
So there's no Jewish individuals in Germany today?
It's probably a couple.
So if you're curious, yes, Jewish individuals do live in Germany today. That was temporary ethnic cleansing. However, we don't look at it any different than quote unquote permanent ethnic cleansing. So the permanence or impermanence of a human rights violation is completely irrelevant to the is completely irrelevant when we're trying to indicate the morality of the occurrence. Like we don't we never consider the temporality of a violation in any other context, literally ever. Like we never discuss how long a victim was raped when we're determining if the action was good or bad or how bad it was, right? We're never talking about, how long it took for a bullet to kill a murder victim. We don't really fucking care about, the temporality aspect of these rights violations. So I don't see how that would be indicative as a counter argument against the claim that Donald Trump wants to ethnically cleanse Palestine.
So what you're saying is just the concept of ethnic cleansing alone is enough to judge off of? Is that what you're saying? Like, because you're saying like the context isn't necessary. That's
The only
what I got.
the only context that would be required in a counter argument would be context that would somehow invalidate the claim that it's ethnic cleansing at all. Yes, I don't think that contextualizing ethnic cleansing in the sense of saying, well, it is ethnic cleansing, but XYZ is going to do anything for you. Okay, we never contextualize human rights violations. It's like a really shitty misogynist saying, yeah, she got raped, but maybe if she wasn't wearing that short skirt. We always frown upon the contextualization of human rights violations to make one more sympathetic towards them. So obviously we shouldn't do any different in this sense, unless you could somehow describe why it wasn't ethnic cleansing.
Well, do you think that the people who are there want to be there?
Okay, yeah, so you're basically assuming that the individuals are consenting to the practices?
Well, I'm just saying,
and if you're curious, yes, they do fucking want to be in their home. That is the
but their
reason
homes...
why Palestinians are fighting. They're like innocent Palestinians are losing their lives. Babies are getting slaughtered, right? Fighting for their existence. Of course, it's their home. It's their land. Yes. So I just.
But he's going to rebuild it for them.
Oh wow. Okay. So, but he's going to do something good for them. Therefore, it's okay. That's your argument, right?
Well, I
okay, so here's the issue with that argument, and I said this earlier on my stream, and I'm gonna say this again. So if you were alive during the time of the Civil War, you'd be a Confederate. You want to know why?
I would not be a Confederate.
Yes, you would. You do. You would be a Confederate. Here's why. Okay, so imagine my background.
No.
We should criminalize slavery on the federal level. You would be the one coming up into the box saying, well, but we understand that these are human rights violations, but simultaneously, the plantation owners are giving these enslaved people a place to stay. They're giving them warm food and clothes, okay? If it wasn't for the plantation owners, these enslaved individuals wouldn't be able to work a job or maintain their own life. They have a higher quality of life on the plantation. That plantation owner is doing something good for them. Therefore, we should let them. It's the same exact argument that you're making right now. You're saying, well, we understand that, he wants to buy their land without their consent, conquest, colonialized, and level it, But he wants to rebuild it and do something really good for them, which in itself is also a baseless assumption. And if anything, we have more reason to believe that that land will inevitably be colonialized, annexed, and occupied by Israel, the ethno-state of individuals who reject the existence of Palestine.
Damn. Can't even come up with some bullshit for that.
Because it's black and white, man. It's good and bad.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. You know, like obviously like Palestine is taking the worst beating than Israel, but it's not like one side is like innocent.
My side is that of the innocent babies, the innocent women, the children, the men that have lost their lives trying to get food from supplies trucks, that have lost their lives learning in school, that have lost their lives sleeping in a deserted hospital because their home was destroyed. That's my side. Every single one of those
And you know what?
victims are innocent.
Biden did that too, bro.
I agree. I absolutely agree that the Biden-Harris administration and the Democratic Party help perpetuate the deaths of innocent individuals in Palestine. However, my consideration in the 2024 election was harm reduction. And Donald Trump was projected to be significantly more harmful towards innocent Palestinians compared to Biden or Harris. And to
As we
say
see right now.
And to say that that gave you good reason not to vote for Harris is a very privileged, imperialistic perspective to say that you value this principled, virtuous view over saving the lives of more innocent Palestinians via the harm reduction, contrasting the policy of Harris compared to Trump.
That's not like why I didn't vote for her. I don't know where you got that.
Well,
that's not my reason for not voting.
I was explaining why I actually think it's like incredibly privileged and wrong to say that you shouldn't have voted for Kamala Harris because of Palestine in the last election.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, Biden did that as well, you know.
Oh, well, yeah, that's all you're saying. You're right.
Got him.
Yeah, so, no, but do you understand like at least the point we're making is that like we can at least draw a point that like Donald Trump is significantly worse than Kamala Harris. We can say that we disagree with Kamala Harris within vast respects, but Donald Trump is significantly worse. That's the issue.
What the eggs, bro?
I just wanted to ask this guest a question, and I don't mean to like distract from like the purpose of the live. I'm just genuinely curious, and then we'll get right back on topic here soon. I saw that you said in the chat that you completely disagree with my perspective, that it's very like privileged and imperialistic to not have voted for Kamala Harris in the last election because of the Democrat Party's policy on Israel and Palestine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I disagree with that.
Why?
I think it assumes that the person who's saying that is like a native-born American. Maybe you're assuming they're white. Maybe you're assuming that they can weaponize Americanism and American colonialism in a way that I think a lot of the people who were most turned away from voting for Kamala Harris in this past election wouldn't necessarily align with those ideals. For example, a migrant who now has voting rights in the United States, but who was born or has family living in Gaza, I wouldn't say that them feeling unwilling to vote for Kamala Harris is privileged. I would say that you're right in some circumstances, but I think it's leaving out the great majority of people who feel like their particular minoritized community is being isolated and rejected by the Democratic Party. You can disagree with that. Like, you can disagree with that choice they made to not vote for Kamala Harris. But to say that everyone is privileged, I think it's disingenuous, and it paints like with one brush a big population.
Would you say the migrant living in America has more privilege than those being bombed in Palestine?
Yeah, but I also wouldn't condemn them because I've never been in that circumstance. And I wouldn't call them privileged in that way because, as I would call maybe a white American who is, you know, espousing white liberalism and saying, oh no, I cannot harm my values, I wouldn't assign the same kind of perspective of privilege that that person would hold to that migrant.
I agree with that. I'm okay with assigning different perspectives of privilege to like a white American compared to a migrant. We could agree there. I think overwhelmingly, like the point that I was trying to achieve, and I believe that this would apply identically to
Also,
like a white American as well as a migrant in America voting is, to hold like a certain ideal of virtue, that being that we don't support, the death of innocent individuals in Palestine, to then thereby not vote for Kamala Harris, absent of harm reduction, which could have abetted in Trump's victory, which has now led to more harm against innocent Palestinians. However, what I will say is that third-party voters did not lose Kamala Harris the election. Anybody in which would posit that was wrong. If all third-party voters voted for Kamala Harris, she still would have lost. And I actually, in a certain sense, disagree with a lot of Democrats that try to argue it's all of the Jill Stein voters' faults. I think that's very regressive to the productivity of the left. However, I do certainly disagree with individuals that voted for Jill Stein because of the Democrat Party's support for Israel. Do you disagree with individuals that voted for Jill Stein because of the Democrat Party's support for Israel?
well, one second. The person who said, well, I hope they enjoy the waterfront resort now, you're a weirdo. I just wanted to say that out loud and explicitly. You guys are strange, and that's what's turning a lot of people away from the Democratic Party. I would say that the people
I agree
who
there.
voted
Yeah,
for-
like all of like the Democrats blaming it all on the Jill Stein voters. I disagree with every single one of those. I think it's like weird,
even-
gross,
yeah.
and disgusting.
to say waterfront property as a joke is like repulsive. I just want to say that. To your question, I didn't vote for Jill Stein, but I'm not taking that as an insult that people are saying that I did. And I would say that it depends on where you are,
think
in
that-
my opinion.
So
If you were in
okay.
a battleground state, I would be less like, it would be harder for me to like obviously everyone has their own right, but if you're in a battleground state, I think it would be more likely that I would hope somebody would vote for Kamala Harris, whereas if somebody was in a deep red or deep blue, I'm less prone to cast judgment depending on their choice and like the reasoning behind it.
But would you agree that
Which isn't
generally
at all
all in
the
which? Would you agree that everybody that voted for Jill Stein should have voted for Kamala Harris instead?
no. Like why would somebody in California need to like vote for Kamala Harris? Do you know what I mean?
Okay, so Parker. So you'd say that the statement Parker should have voted for Kamala Harris is false due to the fact that Parker is in California.
I would say that you should, like every person who has left-leaning politics who like voted in the last election should have voted for Kamala Harris, every single person. No, because that's not the point of democracy, in my opinion.
No, so you're arguing that I should not have voted for Kamala Harris?
No, that's not the dichotomy that exists here. You're asking me if I think they should
No,
have.
I'm asking you your position. Can you just answer the question? I'm asking you a very specific question. Do you think
I know,
I
but
should
your
have voted for
question
Kamala
flipped-
Harris?
Your question flipped what I said, which is
Wow,
okay, but I'm just
can I hear
clarifying.
an answer?
Yeah, so then no, I did not say you should not vote for Kamala Harris.
No, should I or should I not vote for Kamala Harris? Like I'm really not getting an answer to this question. It's like you're evading it like a politician.
I mean, there's another way to frame this as well. Like if your reason why you don't want to say every Jill Stein voter should have voted for Kamala Harris is because of the fact that we're in a democracy. Well, then very similarly, you can't say that Trump voters shouldn't have voted for Trump.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Should I have voted for Kamala Harris?
What I said was I wouldn't say every single person who did not vote for Kamala Harris should have. That does not mean that I said that you should not. And I'm sorry, Dean, whatever you just said, I don't know because
Okay, so you don't think I should have?
There's
are
a better way.
different things.
There's a better way to frame this. Everybody that voted for Trump, should they have voted for Kamala Harris?
I think that no one should have voted for Trump.
Everybody
Ideally,
that
yeah,
voted
sure,
for-
everyone can vote for
I want a
Kamala
yes or a no. Everybody that voted for Trump, should they have voted for Kamala Harris instead?
In my like political worldview, yeah.
Okay, so if everybody that voted for Trump should have voted for Harris, why shouldn't have everybody that voted for Jill Stein voted for Kamala Harris?
Because I think there are reasonable reasons that somebody would be turned away from Kamala Harris and towards Jill Stein, but I don't think the same exists for Trump, in my opinion. Again, this isn't what the live is about, and I don't mean to be like pivoting in this way, but
Yeah, no, it's okay. I invited you up here because I was just curious in your perspective because I saw you in the chat, and I feel like that's probably where a disagreement is going to lie because you're saying that there's like reasonable justification to vote for Jill Stein over Kamala Harris in the last election, and I think that's where we disagree. I can admit that there is justification to vote for Jill Stein over Kamala Harris. However, I just find it to be unreasonable. Like, I don't think it's reasonable to vote for Jill Stein compared to Kamala Harris, knowing that one of the two major party candidates were to have won. And if Kamala Harris were to have won, you would have reduced harm contrasted to if Trump were to win. And because there's that real world implication of less rights violations in Israel and Palestine given a Kamala Harris presidency compared to Trump's presidency, I wouldn't find that to be reasonable to vote for Jill.
Can I ask? I know at times you guys talk about the marginal value of votes in different states. Would you not say that that also applies here? In that, for example, a state like California, which was the example used before, where across all of the recent years that I know of has gone blue. Somebody making the choice not to vote for Kamala Harris, but to express, again, I did not vote third party. Again, I'm not taking it as an insult that somebody's saying that, but I'm not advocating for my own point of view here. I'm just saying that I wouldn't assign shame to an action, especially in places where the marginal difference in a single vote wouldn't be as large. Yes.
Okay, so if women's right to vote were put on a ballot based upon the Electoral College, right, would you cast different judgment, right, on like certain people who voted against women's right to vote in certain states that are not swing states?
I understand your question. In that setting, it would be a yes or no versus the presidential election, which is a multiple choice question. But in that setting, yes, I would cast judgment on people who voted against women's rights.
You didn't answer my question. Would you cast the same judgment on people who are in swing states comparative to people who are not in swing states?
Oh, that was your question. Well, I think I did answer that because yes, I would cast judgment on everyone the same on the fact that they voted against women's rights. Yes.
Okay, so it's not about whether or not they could affect the election. So why did you then evaluate people that voted for Jill Stein or voted for someone other than Kamala Harris differently than people who are in swing states? Please explain to me that.
Because it isn't. Because like I said before, one, it's not a yes or no question in that what it sounds like from the way that you phrased it, it would be women's rights for or against. And because the reasoning that somebody would be hesitant towards, again, what my whole point is that I, in the situation and the distance from this violence that I have, I'm slow to cast judgment on other people. For that reason, the reasons why people might feel wary to vote for Kamala Harris and the harm that her campaign allowed to perpetuate, I think the reason why people feel distance from that would be different from the reason why people feel distance from voting for women's rights. I don't think that same complexity would come in when talking about women's rights.
I think the comparison in my mind here, I think the comparison in my mind here would be, we're going to cast judgment on anybody who would vote against women's rights, regardless if they're in a swing state or outside of a swing state. However, there's a way in which we could frame Harris versus Trump. When you vote against Harris, you're voting for against a reduction in rights violations of individuals in Palestine. At the end of the day, that is going to be the real world outcome. And I understand some of the words that you're using, such as wariness. I think that you could have voted for Kamala Harris while being wary of Kamala Harris because of her support for Israel. And I agree, I share that same wariness. However, I don't think that wariness alone gives you sufficient reason to vote against Kamala Harris when we'd understand the impact of harm reduction, granted the high level of support for Israel from Trump.
And then again, that's like a whole debate that I don't think that I'd be the best person to discuss here, but
okay.
I share the opinion of those who could articulate better that the way that people are framing the harm reduction of Kamala Harris versus the harm of Trump, I think creates a dichotomy that's a little dishonest sometimes, in my opinion. That is not to say that Trump would not cause more harm than Kamala Harris. I just think the way that it's sensationalized as if it's harm.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree. There is sensationalization in that, and I even recognize that as I was saying it out loud. Like, you're right. Yeah. Like, when you kind of frame it in this way, like, oh, if you vote for Kamala Harris, more innocent Palestinians will have their life saved. It kind of sensationalizes the deaths of the innocent Palestinians that would have been killed given the support from Kamala Harris, right? But I think that's why I originally said, well, this perspective of privilege from Americans, I will accept it sensationalizes the issue. However, I value, right, the reduction of deaths of Palestinians in the Middle East more so than I value the sensationalization of the issue during the election. And I think that's where that perspective of privilege comes in. Like, I really wanted people to know that if Kamala Harris would have won, we would have foregone more harm that would have been caused compared to if Trump would have won. And that resulted in the real world implication of lives that would have died no longer dying, children that would have starved no longer starving. And now every Palestinian on the Gaza Strip that will be, ethnically cleansed, not being ethnically cleansed, most likely. And I don't know, it's just an interesting conversation. If you don't have anything else to say, we can move on. I appreciate you for coming up.
I just wanted to ask one thing, just to like set the limit, or on what you just said. I think, well, never mind. Actually, I won't address that. But what I'll say is one hypothetical quickly, if I can, in your guys's, skill set. I don't disagree with you guys, just to be clear. And I was going to ask you guys if you ever debated anyone farther left of you. So this is funny, ironic that this is happening. But I was going to
I
ask.
used to be an ANCOM.
I know, I heard you say that. I didn't hear more about your perspective on that, but that was interesting to hear. What I wanted to ask is like the hypothetical Californian who had like their entire family in Gaza, whose entire family has been decimated, all from the bombs signed by whatever Democratic congressman was making a statement that day. Would you say to that person that you should have voted for Kamala Harris?
Like,
I'd say yes.
Yeah, like
You would say to that person?
we would argue anyone should have voted for Kamala Harris, given that the only two reasonable people that could have been like assumed to have won in this election were either Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. Absolutely.
Okay, that's just interesting. Even in states where I understand that if everyone felt this way, there would no longer be solid red nor solid blue. But even in states with a solid like Democratic lean, you think that everyone should have voted for Kamala Harris.
So like again, what you're not understanding with my point is that again, we don't have a different evaluation with swing states versus non-swing states. Like in the same example I brought to you, particularly, you didn't have a different evaluation for how you treated people who voted against women's right to vote in swing states comparative to non-swing states. So what is the relevant difference between these scenarios that means you have a difference in the way that you evaluate it in one scenario but not in the other one?
So for me, the reason why somebody would be turned away from voting from Kamala Harris is different from the reason why somebody would be turned away from voting for women's rights.
Okay.
Again, we don't have to go in circles again because maybe we just disagree.
Okay, so a different so you're saying a different reason particularly to not vote for that's like saying because it's a different position. You're not really like providing a difference in the way that you vote. It's not relevant towards what I'm comparing. What I'm comparing in that scenario is how you evaluate the candidate, or not the candidate, the voter, based upon whether or not they voted for a particular thing that you agree with in a swing state or not in a swing state, predicated off of the fact that it has a greater or lesser impact on the election results. That's the way that you are evaluating it. So what you just brought up isn't necessarily relevant to it. Does it make sense?
To me, it is, because if the question is how I would cast judgment on that person, I would cast judgment on that person saying, I cannot vote for Kamala Harris because of her policy in Gaza, differently than I would cast judgment on someone for any reason they said, I would vote against women's rights for reason XYZ. Again, you guys don't think that there's any good reason,
I have a way to frame
but
it.
in my head, there is.
I have a way to frame it.
Wait, actually, I don't. Wait, hold on. I just want to clarify one thing before. I don't necessarily disagree with that because you're providing a basis on difference of reasoning, but you weren't saying it was just predicated off of reasoning. You were saying it was predicated off of what state they were in. Do you understand what I'm saying now?
I didn't, again, my judgment wouldn't, maybe I wasn't clear earlier. My judgment, like what I would hope them to do changes, my judgment upon them doesn't change. So if that same hypothetical person with family who has been massacred lived in Pennsylvania, my ability to say shame on you or your privilege has stood in the way of our whatever the heck doesn't change. My hope for them would be, and if it was me in that state, I liked this programs where people were like quote unquote trading votes, like things like that, where you can still lean towards the Democrat winning in that state. But maybe that's where the confusion was. I didn't say that my judgment of them would change. My hope for what the outcome would be would change.
I wouldn't just like go up to people and say like shame on you or anything like that. Like we're just saying that like, oh, you should have voted for this particular candidate in the election. That's it.
I wanted to touch on one more thing.
Okay.
So you propose a hypothetical migrant in California that had family members in Palestine that were being genocided by the last administration. Here's like an analogy that I kind of relate it to. So let's imagine you have 100,000 family members, and there is this genocidal maniac that has a gun that is going to kill more family members every single day. Well, under scenario one, right, we give that genocidal maniac that is going to exist for at least the next 4 years, and we know that with certainty. Let's just say a handgun with 50 extra magazines. And we can evaluate that. That's going to cause so much harm. It's going to be terrible. But under scenario two, we're going to give that genocidal maniac a fully automatic 50 cal rifle with 500 extra magazines. And at the end of the day, we inevitably can deduce our way down to the conclusion that at the end of the day, we have near certain knowledge that this genocidal maniac will either have the handgun or the fully automatic 50 cal. I would say that in that scenario, if you vote for anything other than for that genocidal maniac to have that handgun, that you did make a wrong decision.
And I respect that you feel that way. And I also respect that you're saying that you wouldn't like go up to someone and say this. I just feel like for me to say they should have done something, there's an element of like shame or assigning value to a choice there that I wouldn't do. I didn't say that I didn't want Kamala to win. Obviously, I hoped Kamala would have won. And I didn't say that I think that Trump would do equal or like anywhere comparable harm to what Kamala did. I do think the Democrats have a major like role to play as in the last like over a year upcoming to the election of violence that occurred in Gaza. But again, I never said that I wouldn't have wanted them to win. And your hypothetical, the former option is obviously what I would hope to happen. What I said I disagreed with you on was only the reasoning behind it. And I guess to you guys, it's not justifiable reasoning, and that's okay. But that's
I guess
where
people only vote in like droves of tens of millions, hundreds of millions, because we place value behind that. So when you're like, well, we shouldn't assign value to this vote, it's counterproductive to what the American people need to do. But I appreciate you for coming up nonetheless.
But what I'm saying is the value you're saying, the value of privilege, I think is unfair, especially if hypothetical you would be speaking to people with significantly less privilege to you. And maybe that's my perspective as an immigrant, but the way that Americanness is weaponized, American privilege, American colonialism is weaponized by immigrants versus native-born Americans, to me is completely different, which is why I wouldn't set that framing to a whole group of people. That's my opinion.
So I think in the first 5 seconds we had talked about this framing of privilege, and we actually had agreed on that. What is now being discussed is...
Yeah, that's just what I wanted to say. That's the reason why I said that I disagree.
Well, I think at the end there, like, you had a disagreement with me. That you said that you wouldn't place as value that individuals should have voted for Harris, and that's where I disagree with you, because we need to be able to place value on vote, and there is a value-based judgment that is being conducted given, like, the ethical concerns. It's like saying that we know with certainty that this genocidal maniac is either going to have the handgun or the fully loaded 50 cal that shoots automatic rounds. It's like saying, well, at the end of the day, like, we shouldn't say that they should have the handgun contrasted to the 50 cal. Like, if we don't place the value judgment on saying that the handgun is gonna like reduce in the consequent of less death compared to the 50 cal, well, then I feel like you're not really placing value on the life that will be lost given the 50 cal is used compared to the handgun. Like that value statement is being driven by the increase in rights violations of the lives of innocent Palestinians that are being lost. And I feel like when you say, well, we can't really place a value judgment on that, I feel like that's where that perspective of privilege comes in a sense, saying that we're not placing value on the additional Palestinian lives that are being lost. And so, like, earlier when I was like, I feel as if it comes with some privilege to say that we should vote for a third-party candidate over Kamala Harris, having near certain knowledge that either Kamala Harris or Donald Trump will win, that's where that privilege comes in.
Yeah, I can't lie. I don't remember where I said value there, so I can't fully respond to that. I'm not going to lie to you. But I do think what I was thinking was about like the values held by somebody whose family is directly impacted by it. I wouldn't cast judgment on that. Okay, the last thing I'll say, because I don't want to be like attacked by your chat, is another hypothetical. You know how you guys say like, would you ever vote for somebody XYZ? If someone were to ask you this, I won't ask it actually, but like frame it. Like the hypothetical, would you ever vote for somebody whose administration furthered a genocide? Or would you ever vote for somebody who sent funding to a state like internationally known to be
Every president
like
ever.
sure, yes.
So,
I mean, I'm not
so
gonna argue with you
the
there.
yeah, the
He's
answer to
my
your question,
ally, but
the answer to your question is no, unless we're given the scenario that who they are running against will perpetuate it to a higher degree. And like there's a ton of ways to wrap this into the conversation they have. Like we're always running like the argument, would you ever vote for a rapist? Like the answer to this question is no. But like, would I vote for if the only two candidates were they left? Like a 1-count rapist than like a 10-count rapist, right? You're gonna have more reason to inevitably vote for the 1-count rapist insofar as the prevention of the 10-count rapist from being in the Oval Office. We're gonna move on to the next guest. Yeah, sorry guys for kind of like
you wanna move over.
Sure, yeah, and sorry for kind of like derailing away from that from the Trump debates. But like at the same time, I do also think that there is a lot of value, especially right now post-election.
She said she was removed. It must have been banned.
Yeah.
You just didn't see the ban for some reason. That's really weird. It didn't show you the ban.
No, it didn't even give me like any notification on the top saying that they're banned.
Because we wouldn't have removed her. Yeah.
Like there's but there's.
I think that was a valuable conversation. It was important to talk about.
Yeah,
they were informed. They had good conversation. You know, they brought like good responses. They were thoughtful. You know.
Like post-election, you know, and I like preached about this before the election. I was like, now is not the time to be like, oh, we shouldn't be supporting Kamala Harris because of this prior to the election. But now, this is when we have the discussions to reform the Democrat Party to get a better outcome in the future. Now is the time to be advocating for what you believe in. So we don't have a candidate that is running in, you know, another 3.5 years that is pro-genocide. You know what I mean? So now is the time to be having those really important and valuable conversations. But yeah, you want to
next candidate AOC? Can we get some AOCWs in the shot? You know, like that's what we're looking for. We need to get be quick out there. Be like, yo, this is the particular candidate we want. They've got to be someone who's gonna literally advocate for Palestinians, fucking human rights, right? Like, that's something that we need to step out on. Do first, right? That disagrees with the current Democratic establishment when it comes to Israel. Right? That's what we want within the Democratic Party. And we can create that if we stay involved. Left-wing voters need to be involved within the primary process. They need to be involved right now to get like those types of candidates involved. But yeah.
You want to head over to yours?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple of people that I got to thank here first.
All right. I'll see y'all.
Ava, thank you so much for the $35 donation on Venmo. Thank you so much, Ava. Ava says, we need more conversations like this on the left. Thanks for bringing this person up. I've been wanting to hear my thoughts on the guest points. Yeah, no, I know. I just saw them in the chat. They disagreed with me, so I was like, oh, shit, I want to invite them up here. And, I'm actually really happy that they ended up being, like, incredibly well-spoken. They know what they're talking about. And it was actually, like a conversation that reaped, maybe some benefits. So that's cool. So we're going to be moving over to Parker's Life, and I am going to be getting off for the day. Yeah, can I talk more leftists? Dude, I feel like if I end up talking to more leftists, I'll just like move more to the left. So I should probably do that. I don't know. I feel like I wonder like if I were to talk to more leftists, like what the ideological separations between me and leftists would be. I wonder if there would be like lines there. I wonder, because I don't know. Maybe economics. I think economics is where those lines would hit, because I'm pro social democracy and capitalism. I think that capitalism can yield the best outcomes for society under certain models. I think that is going to be the hard lines. I should start like really researching economics and maybe start having some of those debates.